I lived in the United States for 30 years. I paid $187,400 in taxes. I kept every single receipt. I thought that showed I deserved to be there. And you know what I got back? Handcuffs, deportation. They treated me like a criminal. Let me tell you what it's like to build an entire life and lose everything in one day. Gobernador Valadares, 1990. I was 27 years old. The textile factory where I worked shut down. Collar crisis. My wife Maria, my 2-year-old son Bruno, my widowed mother. Everyone depending on me, and I had no way to support them. My cousin Ronaldo called from Los Angeles, said I could make in 1 week what I made in a month back home. The American dream. I believed it. Valadares bus station, 4 in the morning, May 15th. Light rain falling. Bruno sleeping in my mother's arms. Maria crying quietly. My mother held my face. She pressed a silver crucifix into my hand. Vou mandar dinheiro todo mês, mãe, I told her. I'll send money every month. To Maria. I'll be back soon. 2 years, I promise. To Bruno, asleep. I'm doing this for you. The smell of coffee and diesel. Rain on the zinc roof. My mother's trembling hand. I got on that bus thinking 2 years. That was a lie that lasted 30 years. May 17th, 1990, 6:35 a.m., Miami International Airport. I stepped off that plane with a tourist visa, 90 days, and $47 in my pocket. You know, I entered legal. I had a visa. Flew to Miami, then took a bus to Los Angeles. Cousin Ronaldo's apartment, Bonnie Bray Street in Pico Union. 4 beds, 8 people in a 2-bedroom place. 3 days later, I started washing cars. Santa Monica Place parking lot. Don Miguel, this Mexican guy, ran a car wash. $5.50 per hour, cash. You start now. I wash BMWs, Mercedes, Porsches. Cars worth more than I'd make in 10 years. First tip I got was $2. First American money I ever earned. August 17th, 1990, 10 p.m. I was looking at a calendar on the wall. Counted the days. 90 days. My visa expired. Legal became illegal just like that. No drama, no desert crossing, just a date on a calendar. My heart was racing, but I rationalized. I'm working, not hurting anyone. Just a few more months, then I'll go back. That's how it starts. 1 more day, 1 more week, 1 more month. 30 years later, here I am. I worked hard. Moved from washing cars to mechanics helper. 1993, I got an ITIN, Individual Taxpayer Identification Number, for people without Social Security who still pay taxes. I started paying taxes every year. Never missed April 15th. January 1996, I opened my own shop. Charlie's Auto Body and Paint, 8624 Sepulveda Boulevard, North Hills. 24 years of my life, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, 72 hours a week. I fixed over 12,000 cars. My reputation? The mechanic who doesn't steal. People came from 30, 40 miles away because Charlie is honest. In 2008, I had my best moment. Mr. Richard Morrison brought me his '67 Chevy Impala. his father's car. The father had died, car was destroyed. I worked on that car for 6 months, complete restoration. When it was done, it looked factory new. Morrison cried when he saw it. He hugged me and said, "Charlie, my father would be so proud. You're an artist, not just a mechanic." He paid me $18,000. Biggest job I ever did. I thought, I made it. I'm somebody here. I have value. That was 12 years before they deported me. In 2008, I also had an important conversation. Mr. Patterson, retired LAPD cop, regular customer. We got to talking about immigration. Patterson said, "Charlie, you work hard, you're honest, you pay taxes. Keep doing what you're doing. Pay your bills, Charlie, pay your taxes. And one day you'll get your papers. America rewards people who do things right." I believed him. That's why I kept every receipt. 4 boxes. 30 years of proof. I thought they were my passport. Turns out they were worthless. Look, I made mistakes. In 2001, I met Fabiana. We lived together for 7 years. She wanted to marry me, help me get papers. I said no. I thought, I don't need that. I'm paying my taxes, working right. One day it'll work out. Mr. Patterson said so. She left me in 2008, married an American, got her green card. I could have had papers. I chose to wait. You know what else never came? Me being there for my son. Bruno grew up without me. I sent money, $800 to $1,200 a month for 30 years. Over $360,000 total. Paid for his school, college, wedding, house. But I wasn't there. We saw each other 6 times in 30 years. He visited in 2005 when he was 17. Best 2 weeks I had. Last time before deportation was 2010. His wedding. Then nothing. Until they sent me back. July 2015. Interstate 5, San Clemente. Border Patrol checkpoint. The agent stopped me. Citizenship? My accent gave me away. Pull over to secondary inspection. 2 agents searched everything. Threw my tools on the ground. Cars passing, people staring. 3 white teenagers drove past yelling, "Go back to Mexico!" I'm not even Mexican. The agent looked at me with contempt. "You know you're not supposed to be here, right?" My tools on the hot asphalt, being treated like a criminal. I work. I have business. You need to go back to your country. They let me go that day. But the agent said, "Next time, we'll call ICE." I drove away thinking, one day this is going to catch me. 5 years later, it caught me. Friday, March 13th, 2020, 6:47 p.m. I was driving home from the shop, Sepulveda and Roscoe intersection. I stopped at a red light. A gray Nissan ran the red light, hit my truck. The other driver, young white guy, clearly high or drunk, started screaming at me. "You hit me!" It was a lie. I had the green light. LAPD arrived. "License and registration, please." My hands were shaking. No California driver's license. I had my consular ID and truck registration. "This is not a valid California ID. Do you have a driver's license?" "No, sir." "How long have you been in the U.S.?" 30 years. What's your immigration status? Silence. My heart pounding. Sir, are you legally in the country? No. 7:10 p.m. Turn around and put your hands behind your back. Cold metal, handcuffs. 61 years old, never been handcuffed in my life. Mrs. Kim, customer for 15 years, was crying. No, officer, he's a good man. They ignored her. Through the police car window, I saw it all. Mrs. Kim crying. My employees trying to help. My truck crushed in the street. The sun setting orange behind the buildings. I thought, this might be my last LA sunset. The smell inside that car. Cheap disinfectant, old sweat, my own fear. The radio crackling, my heart beating in my ears. 30 years. Over. Because of an accident that wasn't even my fault. The other driver? His father showed up with a lawyer. He went home. I went to Adelanto Ice Processing Center. 11 months and 8 days. COVID hit days after my arrest. Everything shut down. I was stuck. I hired a lawyer. $10,000. He tried. Brought my 4 boxes of tax receipts to court. Letters from customers, from church. The judge said, while the court recognizes Mr. Santos's contributions and length of residence, he has no qualifying U.S. citizen or permanent resident family members. My contributions didn't matter. $187,400 in taxes. Didn't matter. Deportation order signed December 18, 2020. But the worst part? My mother died August 2020, while I was locked up. I called her every day from detention, 25 cents a minute. Spent $1,200 on calls. August 10th, my sister called. Mai morreu. Mom died. I was in a cell. Couldn't go to the funeral. Couldn't say goodbye. I cried alone in that cell. Can you imagine that? Your mother dies and you can't even go to the funeral. February 21st, 2021. ICE Air, deportation charter. 80 Brazilians, armed guards, handcuffs. I looked out the window as we took off from LAX, saw Los Angeles disappear. 30 years down there. I cried for the first time since my arrest. My son Bruno was waiting in Sao Paulo. Drove 10 hours to pick me up. I expected a hug, tears. He said, voice flat, Seja bem-vindo de volta, pai. Welcome back, Dad. In the car, silence. Como estão os meninos? Bem, na escola. Bruno, eu... He cut me off. Pai, you were illegal for 30 years. It was a matter of time. Then, vó morreu te esperando. Grandma died waiting for you. I was in jail, I couldn't... Eu sei. I know. 8 hours, almost silent. He dropped me at my mother's house. She died there alone. The house smelled like mold. In the bedroom, 4 cardboard boxes. My tax receipts. 30 years of proof that meant nothing. Bruno left. The kids have school tomorrow. When will I see you? We'll talk. You have my number. Quick hug. He got in his car and left. I sat on my mother's bed where she died alone while I was locked up. And I cried. Now I'm here. Gobernador Valadares. 61 years old. 4 years back. I live in my mother's house. The one I renovated with $28,000 I sent in '95. I do odd jobs, fix cars, paint houses, make 5, 6, 700 a month if I'm lucky. In the U.S., I made 3,500. Sundays, I go to Mass. 8 p.m. I video call Bruno and the grandkids. 15 minutes. Polite. Distant. Sophia is 8. Davi is 5. I've never met them in person. Never. I send 300 a month for their school, but they don't even know. I'm a bank to those kids, not a grandfather. I paid for everything. Over $360,000 sent back over 30 years. Built houses, paid for education, weddings. But I wasn't there. Money can be sent. Presents can't. In the corner of my bedroom are those 4 boxes. Tax receipts. $187,400 paid to a country that spit me out. Sometimes I open one. Find a receipt from 2008. $6,847 in federal tax. I remember Mr. Patterson. Pay your bills, Charlie. Pay your taxes. And one day you'll get your papers. I believed that working hard and paying taxes would get me papers, that the system rewards effort. I learned the truth. America doesn't want your contribution. America wants your paper. And if you don't have paper, your contribution means nothing. I paid more in taxes than most Americans pay in a lifetime, and they deported me like a criminal. Is that fair? I should have married Fabiana, should have hired a lawyer earlier, should have stopped driving, should have come back after 5, 10 years. I stayed because it was easy to make dollars. It was addictive. I told myself, tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll fix it. Tomorrow turned into 30 years. Would I do it again? Yes and no. No, because I would have known my son. I would have been there. Yes, because he would have grown up poor without the money I sent. I'd do it again, but I'd do it different. To other immigrants, learn from me. Don't wait. Don't think paying taxes will save you. It doesn't. If you have a chance to get papers, take it. Because one day they'll catch you, and then it's too late. And if you have kids, presence is worth more than money. Go home while you can. They'll forget the money. They'll never forget that you weren't there. To Americans, understand this. Illegal immigrants pay taxes, billions per year, and we never see a return. The system is broken. Deportation destroys families. It's not just sending them back. It's destroying 30 years of life built with honest work. You eat food we picked, drive on roads we built, eat in restaurants we cleaned, and then you want to deport us all. To my son Bruno, I know you grew up without a father. I know money doesn't replace presence. I was wrong. Forgive me. When I figured it out, it was too late. To Sophia and Davi, you don't know me, but I'm here, and I love you, and I'm paying for your school, because that's what a grandfather does, even from far away. To my mother who died waiting, I tried. I promised 2 years. It turned into 30. I didn't get to say goodbye. Forgive me. I did what I thought was right. The system told me I was wrong. I just know I lost 30 years trying to prove I deserved a place that was never mine. My name is Carlos Alberto Ferreira dos Santos. I'm 61 years old. From Governador Valadares, Brazil. I lived in the United States for 30 years. I paid $187,400 in taxes. I sent over $360,000 to my family. I fixed more than 12,000 cars, and they deported me like I was a criminal. So let me ask you, do you think I deserve to be deported? If you worked for 30 years, paid $187,000 in taxes, built a life, do you think you deserve a chance to stay? Or do you think I got what I deserved? Comment below. I want to know what you think.